Argentina was the absolute most despised team at the 2026 tournament, while on the other side stood the Argentinians, who frankly were last night a complete disgrace. Truly useless in the final. Messi vanished completely. They were nasty, just as they had been the entire tournament. The entire world was praying for their downfall. And they did nothing themselves with a miserable performance at the World Cup final. They had more fights started than actual shots on target. They acted like total sore losers at the end. You had Molina striking Rodri when he came on to celebrate. Paredes trying to destroy Gavi and Eric Garcia. It was a disgusting display from the reigning world champions.
After the controversy surrounding the 1978 World Cup, Argentina continued to create some of the most unforgettable and debated moments in football history. Their story was never simple. They were admired for their incredible talent and passion, but they were also criticized for their aggressive style, emotional reactions, and controversial moments on the biggest stages. The next major chapter came in 1986, a tournament that became forever connected with the name Diego Maradona. Argentina arrived in Mexico with one of the greatest players the sport had ever seen, and Maradona delivered one of the most iconic individual performances in World Cup history. Throughout the tournament, Maradona controlled games like almost no other player before him. He created chances, scored important goals, and carried Argentina through difficult moments. His influence was so enormous that many believed Argentina would never have won the tournament without him. However, even Argentina's greatest achievement came with controversy. In the quarterfinal against England, Maradona scored a goal that became one of the most famous moments in football history. During a battle for the ball inside the penalty area, he used his hand to guide the ball into the net. The referee did not see the handball and allowed the goal to stand. The moment became known as the Hand of God. For Argentine supporters, it was a legendary moment filled with emotion, especially because of the history between Argentina and England. But for English fans and many others around the world, it was a clear act of cheating that should never have counted. Only a few minutes later, Maradona produced the opposite type of legendary moment. He collected the ball, dribbled past several English defenders, and scored one of the greatest goals ever scored in World Cup history. Those two goals perfectly represented the complicated image of Argentine football, extraordinary ability mixed with controversy. For years later, Argentina reached another World Cup final in 1990, but once again found themselves involved in a dramatic and controversial tournament. In the round of 16, they faced Brazil in one of football's biggest rivalries. Brazil dominated almost the entire match. They created countless chances, controlled possession, and looked like the much better team. They hit the post multiple times and seemed destined to score. Argentina were struggling and needed something special. Then came one moment that changed everything. During a break in the match, Brazilian defender Branco took a bottle of water from Argentina's medical staff. After drinking it, he later claimed he felt dizzy, weak, and unable to perform at his normal level. Not long after, Maradona received the ball in midfield, moved to the Brazilian defense, and produced a brilliant pass that allowed Claudio Caniggia to score the only goal of the match. Argentina won despite being completely outplayed. After the game, some Brazilian supporters accused Argentina of putting something into the water bottle. The accusation became one of the most talked about rumors in football history. However, no official evidence ever proved that anything illegal happened. Many people considered it nothing more than frustration after a heartbreaking defeat. Years later, Maradona joked about the incident on television, which only increased the mystery and kept the debate alive. For critics, moments like this added to Argentina's reputation as a team that would do anything to gain an advantage. For supporters, it was simply another example of Argentina finding a way to survive in the most difficult moments. Then came the 2006 World Cup in Germany. This Argentina team was remembered differently. They were not only competitive, they played some of the most beautiful football of the tournament. Their passing, movement, and attacking style impressed fans around the world. One of their most famous moments came against Serbia and Montenegro, when they produced an incredible team goal involving dozens of passes before Esteban Cambiasso finished the move. Many believed Argentina had the quality to win the tournament, but their journey ended in painful fashion against Germany in the quarterfinals. After losing the penalty shootout, emotions exploded. Players from both teams became involved in a confrontation on the pitch, creating ugly scenes that quickly spread around the world. For many neutral supporters, the incident reinforced the belief that Argentina struggled to accept defeat. Critics argued that Argentina's passion often crossed a line, turning frustration into aggression. But the reality was much more complicated. Argentina's history was filled with both genuine controversies and exaggerated accusations. Once a team develops a certain reputation, every action they make is viewed differently. A strong tackle becomes a dirty challenge. An emotional celebration becomes disrespectful. A controversial referee decision becomes evidence of corruption. And that is exactly what happened when Argentina entered their modern golden era. For nearly 3 decades after their Copa America victory in 1993, Argentina were seen as football's great underachievers. They always had world-class players, but somehow they repeatedly failed when the biggest moments arrived. They lost finals. They suffered heartbreaking defeats. They disappointed generations of supporters. Many football fans actually felt sympathy for them. Then everything changed when Lionel Scaloni became manager. Under Scaloni, Argentina transformed into a completely different team. They became organized, confident, and mentally stronger. They finally ended their long wait for trophies by winning the Copa America, the Finalissima, the 2022 World Cup, and more international success afterward. The team that was once viewed as a tragic football giant suddenly became the dominant force everyone wanted to defeat. And that is how sports often work. Fans love an incredible comeback story. They love seeing a fallen team rise again. But when that same team continues winning, admiration can quickly turn into resentment. Argentina went from being everyone's favorite underdog to becoming the team many fans want to see lose. And at the center of all of it was Lionel Messi. Messi was already considered one of the greatest players in football history, but his career created one of the biggest debates the sport had ever seen. The rivalry between Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo divided football fans around the world. Every match, every trophy, and every major decision became part of the endless argument about who was the greatest. For some Ronaldo supporters, Argentina's success represented Messi's ultimate victory. Watching Messi finally lift the World Cup after years of criticism was a painful moment for those who wanted his rival to be considered superior. As Messi's achievements grew, so did the number of people trying to discredit them. Every penalty decision involving Argentina was questioned. Every referee mistake became suspicious. Every controversial moment became fuel for those who already disliked the team. The more Argentina won, the more attention and criticism they received. Their success created admiration from millions, but also created a level of hatred rarely seen in football.